Well, here's the situation over the political minute. I am seriously listening to something that is news related in my ear at this moment. We can be like it's all just YouTube filtered. But here is the main thing um, with this one for this edition of it girls' sports. In a way, I'm just going. There are things that are still classified from 1776 and forward. And yes, you might be able to look up a few of these obscure things somewhere, but yet at the same time, girls in sports and everything else, whenever it comes up that it's an old Confederate issue and it's like, well, we want to deal with traditional female values. Well, women have traditionally always been in the kitchen, and yes, everybody goes to religious Republicans, not allowing anyone to ever um, go out and have an education or anything else and all of that. And yes, we can go girls' sports on this, girls' sports on that, and everything. Um, Once it comes back into the Democratic area, just like at the time when it kind of switched at Kennedy, they will just basically unmercifully go after anything. And it's kind of one of these things where it's like, well, what evil head could they do other than, it's an old guy, Pat Buchanan, who ran on a ticket over and over that women should be removed from work and that their salaries should be given over to another person that was related to them in the system, and for a little while look communist or something else, but then it will level out and inflation will go away from the 1970s. And it was like, you evil Republicans. And then I'm going, okay, well, wait till it goes back to the Democrats. Well, it kind of has, and it's like this: no matter what, we'll put a guy in there, and they'll beat the hell out of you and send you back home, because you are not supposed to be strong, or else able to carry one into furniture with your husband when you're moving into your house or apartment or whatever. In a way, I'm just going insanity. But as it is, the Democrats are traditionally the religious party of, well, traditional values, religious super everything. One could tell it's going to be heading this way. And it's gone completely into the gutter, and they're going to be on religious values for a good long time. And it's going to be very different. And women are going to disappear. We've even had in my local area a female wrestler made front page news because she was poisoned and it screwed up her athletic career. I'll be honest, I'm not trying to say guys come back from it. She was smart enough to get out. I've been poisoned 3 or 4 different times. I'm not really an athlete. I'm just really strong, split wood for the family, not as little. And you don't realize how many people would never just go out there and push buggies for $7 an hour or $6 an hour and be like, well, it's what you do. And it's like, well, I've gotten better at it because I can push a line of 300 up. And people are like, no, we're all not working here, and unless you get a mechanical situation. And they go out there and purposely keep away everybody who can, and it's like, I'm not going to go through there and get more injured or poisoned again. I can safely say I've been poisoned in the last 5 years with the same thing they'll start doing to girls nationwide soon. 3 times in the last 5 years. And that's also something they'll just do to anybody that's military, physically fit, or anything else around here. Just for a bunch of people that are slim weasels like Biden. And I'm not ashamed of saying that. If I was just going to look at Biden and be like, his physical appearance without his bulletproof vest on, because, he's eating the ice cream And I mean, you got to be more fit and trim just to wear your bulletproof vest. And I'm going, he has had about probably, you say it's been a 3-pint night. You can tell because he's out there and he turns sideways and it's like, that's the vest. The vest will show like, you get 1 inch, the vest will show 4. But I'm just going, really. If he was down in the South where some of his family's at, I'd just be like, based off of how skinny you are, would you do this to any of the athletes? You know, it's kind of like everybody looks at me and goes, Jeremy looks poor. Why don't you go ask your family or friends whatever happened to your jacket, instead of asking us here at work to look on the cameras. Jeremy, did you take my jacket or I leave it at your house? Nah. This is just kind of one of those things that's happened over and over. And yeah, I'll say it's front page of sports. And some stuff is just, some things are just not really going good. I mean, they took our stock market paper away. They took a lot of our stuff away here. And it's been pretty bad. And basically, unless you can do, like, I'm going to say his name on here, and I'm not going to put it in the credits because somehow or another, I like what he did. It's the first time I ever saw his stuff, but I'm also kind of like, should I? And it's LFR Family, and it's about 6 days ago. And I just had to look at it because of the title on it. And I'm not going to say what's on here. I looked at it. I've been told in the community I'm in that I need to go back to my English espionage slave plantation and never come back around or anything else. And it's like, and that's by KKK members. And it's, you know, I look at some of the things on here with a title like that and see it. And, you know I have nothing to ever say or anything else, but it's like there's people way wider, just like the walls behind me in this mental ward or the t-shirt that I'm wearing. I'll look at the 2 spots, but honestly, everybody has it's like, oh yeah, you've been oppressed. You're black, you're a minority. Unless you can say that, you've not been able to look up the real stock market. You've not been able to look up the real whatever. And I can be honest, this close to Oak Ridge, they can take a 15-story building and put it up overnight in 4 hours. It may be empty inside, but it looks all okay. And then by the end of the week, it's all up and running. Or over the weekend. But there's some stuff that is crazy stupid. It doesn't matter anything out there, but I'm just going, yeah, there is some stuff that I'm just going, ain't stirring this Kool-Aid too right. People have run away and hacked in and said stuff about stuff they're doing in California. I'm just kind of going, it's getting a little bit weird. It's getting over the top. And I mean, I'm the first one to say, yes, technically, if these people are from China and born after 1991 or 1989, they're technically considered black. Okay, yes, we don't go by the Roman standard. If someone is from here and they are World War II war criminals that are still under Reconstruction here and they're from Africa, they're considered white, even if they're as dark as Wesley Snipes. That's the truth about our legal system and the classification of it. If you're born off of reservation and you live off of reservation, you're considered black. If you're on a reservation and born on reservation or have immigrated back to your reservation, you are considered red. And that's just the standard situation over it. You know, these things change all the time. And I'm just saying, there's some weird things on here. I've gotten in front of the computer and I've had whatever that electricity um, blue light, fatigue stuff they talk about, and it just absolutely hits you, and you're basically knocked to the ground without any ability to do anything, or else it just instantly zaps you right here or one other place. And it's like, well, you're getting old, you might have a stroke. No one's in the house to say that with me. It's just kind of one of those things that gets a little bit tedious here, and a little too big brother with stuff. Even living this close to Oak Ridge, we really don't have any freedom of speech, and we can just put this on here for a research thing, and we're in a dark hole for YouTube, which I'm kind of like going, I can't really say it's the algorithms, even though it's like it's another person's algorithms that, seriously, they're one of the few people that can poke YouTube and go, no, just shut down for a week. Anyway, I really wanted to get on here about the girls and how we are trying to get the girls back to being as strong as they were, back to being, physically fit and intelligent enough to do all the different things, because just to do the things they did before mechanization, they would have to have an IQ of 145. Just to go around there, and that's not having kids. That's just doing the everyday chores in the house back whenever it was before the mechanicalization. In a way, it's made us stupider, but we don't really have an IQ for that, I guess. We've all lost about a lemon size worth in our head, and I'm just saying, honestly, yes, girls are not as strong as guys, but at the same time, it's like any way you can beat down girls and just keep them in like some sort of thing where it's marriage slavery or something else like that, where I know it's like it's evil to say that, maybe it's the way that we're going to transition into the everybody's getting along, but there's some sexist problems. And I'm just like going, well, I'm sure I've thoroughly ruined this one, but I'm going to own it and post it. So, Colin Dawson with the Political Minute, signing off.